time now for our next community conversation, and we are joined by Battalion Chief Philip Burkett with Albemarle County Fire Rescue. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are happy to have you, and we're talking about winter. We're already talking about like weather alerts coming up this weekend, but freezing temperatures, maybe even some snow will be here before we know it. So how can people make sure that they're using their fireplaces and their space heaters in a safe way?
Well, first and foremost, the biggest thing is that we want to have our furnaces, our fireplaces all inspected annually and serviced regularly, and especially our chimneys, make sure that they're cleaned out by a certified professional to make sure it's in good working order. If you're using space heaters or even the fireplace or anything like that, we want to make sure that you're maintaining a 3-foot clearance around it. And then if it's a space heater, if you leave the room, make sure you turn it off.
Yeah, and it's easier said than done. I think a lot of times it's easy to forget, and it's a really, really big thing to remember.
It is, it is.
So winter weather can often cause power outages as well. So for people who use a generator at home, what steps should they take to make sure they're using it safely?
Well, ultimately, we're talking about two different kinds of generators. There's the, installed generator that has a transfer switch. The same with your furnace. You'd want to make sure that that's serviced and in good working order and controlling the appliances that you need controlled. And the other type of generator is the portable generator. And for those cause us the most problems. You want to make sure that they're well away from the home, in a ventilated area, not being used inside of a garage, not being used around any vents for the home or open windows. And then for the appliances that you are powering with that generator, you want to make sure that you're either plugged directly into the generator itself or that you're using a heavy-duty cord that is rated for the amperage of that appliance.
Yeah.
And you need to remember too that those appliances have different amperages. They start up at a higher amperage and then they operate at a lower amperage. So ensuring that your generator is capable of handling it.
Yeah.
And lastly, you want to have CO detectors in your home. If the combustion materials, if that carbon monoxide somehow does seep into your home, you want to make sure that you have an early alert and an early warning system to get out.
Yeah, a lot of things to think about when you're using one of those.
It is.
They're nice to have, but yeah, it's a lot of safety stuff that goes into it. And finally, in times of crisis, it's so important to be prepared. So what steps can people take now to make sure they're safe all winter long?
Well, this goes even beyond the winter time and all year long. You want to make sure that you have a home escape plan and a home fire plan. And you want to practice that plan with your whole family. Talk about it with your kids. Talk about it with your loved ones. Make sure those that are visiting know how to get out of the home. You want to make sure that your home is recognizable to the fire department if we get called to your home. So have a house number that we can see and readily identify. And last but not least, make sure you're checking those smoke alarms.
All right, really good stuff. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, we'll have you back soon, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll be right back.